Hello everyone, this is KMF2024 Research Methodology Group Video Presentation. We are from Group 8-G and will present our group proposal titled Students' Perception on Using Douyin as an English Learning Tool. This is our group members and I'm Kit Ling will start present Chapter 1 for Introduction. Social media platforms including as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and Douyin has become part of our daily life for communication, socialization and education. Students may use these online engagement platforms to express their thoughts, create contents, exchange ideas, and connect with individuals all over the world. According to Masman, Rectum, and Popov, Facebook can act as one of the learning tools, allow students exchange written materials such as notes and assignments to learn together. Other universities create their own YouTube channel for particular topic, encourage students to watch the learning videos, improve their learning process. Lu and Lu also emphasize Douyin allow users to create and share their short video clips within 15 seconds to 3 minutes, complete with background music and special visual effects, which will keep students interested and engaged through the learning process. English language has always widely used in the world, and it is essential for every Malaysian student to master this language. According to Che Ismail and et al., discussed that Douyin is able to help in improving students' writing skill and learning of action verbs, especially in English subject. The contribution of Douyin demonstrate the improvement of students in writing, speaking, and comprehension. Receive a positive feedback on the Douyin application can be used as an English learning tool. Therefore, this study wished to identify the perception of university students on Douyin as an English learning tool. The purpose of the study is to examine student perception towards Douyin as an English learning tool. These are the three objectives for this study. We identify the advantage and disadvantage of using Douyin as an English learning tool, and also to examine the ways Douyin is able to assist students in the learning process. We cover these three specific objectives into a research question and conduct an interview section for the findings. This is a conceptual framework for our title, provide a clear picture to understand the flow of this study. The video content from Douyin has similar interests or trending topics, inspire students to explore their interests and use Douyin for learning purpose. Yang and Li Qian also mentioned, educators can choose the video related with English themes, demonstrate the best version for students in class through the learning process. The scope of the study was restricted to Douyin application. In order to understand Malaysian university student perception of using Douyin as an English learning tool, we conduct an interview with two cognitive science students from the Faculty of Cognitive Science and Human Development at UNIMAS to interview for their perception on using Douyin as an English learning tool for data collection. I will pass to my member for next chapter.
Hi, my name is Yuan Guan. So now I will present chapter 2. This chapter discusses the related literature to explain the related theory and existing study about the student perception toward the Douyin as learning tool. To understand easily, the specific content will be organized according to the overall of Douyin and English learning on social media, student perception toward social media as learning tool, and the effect of social media on learning. First, we'll talk about the overall of Douyin. Based on Lu, and Lu has stated that Douyin is a short video and music video sharing mobile application that allows users to produce and browse quick-fire video clips lasting from 50 seconds and to 1 minute. Next is English learning on social media. In previous study, they had concluded that social media is an easy and useful tool that can bridge the communication barrier by creating support and important socially and creating the needs for learning English. And Yang has stated that TikTok can be used as an English learning strategy to expand the student English knowledge and increase their English learning interest. Then is student perception towards social media as a learning tool. So most of the existing study, the overall perception of the student toward the social media as a learning tool is positive. So it means that most of the students are agree that to use social media as a learning tool. So lastly is the effect of social media on learning. So from previous study has stated that many social media are effective learning media to assist the learning and teaching process, especially using mobile device to assist language learning. Many studies have stated that TikTok application can be used as a medium for pronunciation learning in English.
Hi, my name is Chia Tek. Now I'm going to present about Chapter 3, which is Research Methodology. This chapter explains the design of the study, the population and sample size involved in the study, and also the sampling method. This chapter also discusses about the instrument used in this study, the collection of data, and the procedures followed by the data analysis. Lastly, the ethics of the study is also included in this chapter. In our study, qualitative research is used. According to Airy, Jacobs, Sorensen, and Bazavere, qualitative research is a type of scientific inquiry that is used to identify explanation of a phenomenon through inductive reasoning, and the result of qualitative research is more pressing. The approach of qualitative research used in interpretive research as the study is to interpret the experience of people who have been involved in using TikTok in English learning and seek to understand their perception of it. Our research was conducted at the University Malaysia of Sarawak that is located at Kota Samarahan, Sarawak. We had conducted research from 18 May 2021 to 30 May 2021 through interviews with 2 students from the Faculty of Cognitive Science and Human Development. Airy, Jacob, Sorensen, and Bazavere mentioned that the primary instrument for qualitative research in collecting data is through direct observation or interviews, which are more naturalistic and field-based. In this study, we used a set of questionnaires to carry out interviews with the student in order to get in-depth information. Our source of data was 2 cognitive science students from the Faculty of Cognitive Science and Human Development. A semi-structured interview was carried out with each student, and the data was collected through the participants' answer. Throughout the interview, we played the role of observer and interviewer. This table shows the student code of interviewee, which is S.1 and S.2. For validity, this study adopted an inductive approach in which the researchers started with specific observations that are used to generate the theories and conclusions of the research. The strategy that was used to reduce bias and improve the validity of the data was that participants were allowed to review our field notes for accuracy of data and accuracy of the meaning of the data. Besides, we work independently in collecting and interpreting the data. Comparison of data collected and interpreted was carried out to reduce biases. For data collection method, interview is used in the research. The interview that was used in this research is a semi-structured interview in which the questions are formulated but can be modified during the interview process. The process of interviewing students was recorded because it enables us to be able to pay more attention to the interviewee and ensure the accuracy of data collected. The table shows the 8 questions that are prepared to ask the interviewee, which are: how often do you use Douyin? What do you think about using Douyin to support you in English learning? How can Douyin be used to assist you in English learning? What is the difference between using Douyin and other social media such as Facebook and YouTube as an English learning tool? Compare learning English using Douyin and learning English using a textbook. What are the advantages of using Douyin in English learning? What are the disadvantages of using Douyin in English learning? And would you recommend using Douyin as an English learning tool? In this research, homogeneous sampling is used. This is because the purpose of the research is to know the perception of the university student on using Douyin as an English learning tool. Therefore, the study consists of participants which have the following traits, which are Malaysian, student of University Malaysia Sarawak, cognitive science student, and student who use Douyin. Purposive sampling method is also being used for the selection of the participant in the study. We selected 2 participants because we had indicated their willingness to participate in the study. Likewise, this also enables us to collect relevant and useful information for answering the research question. Face-to-face interviews were conducted on Zoom meeting application due to the spread of COVID-19. The next part is about consent or ethical issue in research. We need to take into consideration some ethical issues to guarantee compliance with research ethics and to ensure that all respondents involved in the study are protected as human participants. Before we conducted the data gathering, an informed consent letter was secured from our research advisor. In the informed consent letter, we made the participants aware of the purpose of the study we were conducting and why they were chosen for the research. However, we also clearly indicated in the letter that in any event where they do not feel comfortable participating or would like to withdraw during the actual data gathering, they reserve the right to do so. Hence, the participation was totally voluntary. Moreover, we highlighted that their responses would be reported individually as the study is qualitative, and we assure them that their names shall remain confidential. As for the research interview, only their answer was needed for us in the data analysis. For data analysis, data are recorded in the form of words, description, opinions, and feelings rather than numbers in qualitative research. The current research adopted the fundamental approaches in analyzing the output from the interviewees. The analysis includes data reduction, transcription of interview, data display, and conclusion drawing. The approach involves arranging the data in order to create explanation and create new findings. This is our research timeline. We have started to plan a topic on 23rd of March and we have completed our study on 13th of June. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi Prof. Chan, my name is Elisa Faye and I will present on Chapter 4. This chapter focuses on the findings of the data collected by the interview. Our participants are 2 undergraduate students studying cognitive science course from the Faculty of Cognitive Sciences and Human Development at UNIMAS. A semi-structured interview was carried out with each participant and the data was collected through the participants' answers. The researchers play the role of observers and interviewer. Both students are female and are aged 22 and 21 respectively. They are full-time university students and they both started using social media in 2016. Student 1 started to use the Douyin application in 2020, while Student 2 started in 2016. They both answered all the questions asked, which helped aid our findings. From the interview, we can conclude that the students think that Douyin can be used as a tool to learn English vocabularies, pronunciations, listening, and speaking by using the videos on it. They acknowledge that it is an interactive and fun way to learn English using Douyin, and the content of learning that could be achieved is rather simple. However, they are worried about the distraction and addiction caused by the entertaining videos on Douyin. Therefore, they would not recommend using Douyin as an English learning tool. Besides, learning, reading, and writing which require sufficient materials and time to understand are not suitable to be learned on Douyin. The advantage of Douyin as an English learning tool is that meaningful learning can happen. According to cognitive load theory by Sweller, working memory can process limited information at a time. With the time restriction, the content of English learning is broken down into small parts and is delivered in a creative way to ensure the clarity of information. Therefore, students perceive learning English by using Douyin as a task that is not burdening, as the cognitive resources required in understanding the contents of each learning video is limited. The disadvantage is that it will cause distraction as well as addiction for the students. According to the random reinforcement theory by Morgan, the unpredictability of results causes repetition in action. The short videos on Douyin can lead to addiction and distraction from English learning videos because the content of the short videos are different, which contains content that students may like or do not like. And that is all from me. Thank you.
Good day, Prof. I'm Eng Chao Sin. I will be explaining about Chapter 5 of our assignment. In Chapter 5, we will be talking about the implications of findings, limitations and recommendations, and also conclusion of the studies. For the implications of the findings, this study provides insight into students' perception towards the use of Douyin as an English learning tool, which includes the way Douyin could assist in English learning, the advantages and disadvantages of using Douyin as an English learning tool. It is found that students acknowledge the advantages of using Douyin in English learning is that it enables students to be able to focus and remember the content better, which then lead to meaningful learning. This is because the videos on Douyin is only 15 seconds to 1 minute, in which the working memory resources required is limited. The disadvantages of using Douyin is that the entertaining videos on Douyin will cause distraction and addiction. Therefore, students perceive Douyin as an useful English learning tool in learning vocabularies, pronunciation, speaking, and listening. However, based on the findings of this study, students would not recommend the use of Douyin as an English learning tool because of the distraction and addiction that will be caused by the entertaining video. Next, we'll talk about the limitations and the recommendations in this study. The study employed a homogeneous sampling method, which then could lead to the disproportionate representation of students. Therefore, further research can be done by involving students from other courses or faculties by using other sampling methods. The data collection method employed in this study is by interviewing students only. Therefore, more data can actually be collected by using different types of data collection methods such as observations, surveys, and group discussions in order to provide understanding from different perspectives. Thirdly, the study only includes the students' perception on the use of Douyin as an English learning tool. Educators may hold different perceptions on the use of Douyin, and further study should be carried out to investigate the perceptions of educators because educators are part of the learning process as well. In conclusion, students perceive Douyin as a useful English learning tool in learning vocabularies, pronunciation, speaking, and listening. However, students do not recommend the use of Douyin as an English learning tool because the distraction and the addiction that are caused by others' entertaining video on Douyin. With that, thank you.